beautiful friends, and welcome back to my channel. This is Nova Gnome Creations, and I am Nova, and I'm so happy to see you today. I hope that you are doing well, and I hope that you and your loved ones are taking care of the best that you can. It is Friday, so you have made it through another week. Give yourself a big hug from me. Give yourself the biggest pat on the back. I know that even if this week was not the hardest week, every week is an achievement. You should feel proud of yourself for making it through. If this was an especially tough week for you, give yourself an extra big hug. Give yourself two if you need to. Squeeze yourself real tight and know that that love is coming from me and the rest of the Gnomies here in our cozy little corner of YouTube. If you are new here, welcome to our cozy little corner of YouTube. This is the Gnomie Corner. So if you are here and watching this video, that makes you a Gnomie. That makes you part of our community. So we welcome you with open arms. And the cozy little corner is always open to you. Just come in, give your worries to the doorman, tell him to stash them in the back. You don't need them right now. Come in, make yourself something to drink. We have an unlimited stocked bar of every drink you can possibly imagine. We've got all the fancy espresso machines and mixers and everything you can think of. So literally anything you can think of, even just in your mind that you've never had in reality, you can have that to drink while you're here. You can have any seat while you're here. This is a very magical, cozy little corner. So it is not restrained by it's not limited by the constraints of reality. So come in here, take your worries off your shoulders. That is the most important thing. Take them off your shoulders, take a deep breath, give those worries to the doorman. Like I said, if there's something you need to worry about, if there's something important, something you can't just let go, that is okay. But guess what? You need moments. You need moments of reprieve. You need time without that weight pulling you down. It's okay to let them sit for a little bit and just relax and just breathe and just exist. I give you permission. If you need someone to tell you that it's okay to do that, I tell you that it's okay to do that. You can come back to that when you need to, but for now, just relax. And if they're not things that you need to worry about, because I am guilty of this, and I know a lot of you are guilty of this, you're worrying about stuff you can't do anything about. You're worrying about stuff that is just going to be the way that it is, and you are wasting all of your energy on this. Leave it. He will dispose of it. Our doorman, he's very good at disposing of unneeded worries. Leave it. Take some deep breaths, reset yourself while you're here, and you walk out that door without that on your shoulders. All right, guys, so today is Community Spotlight. Here on my channel on Fridays is always Community Spotlight, barring a very few odd occasions, basically when I'm sick or something like that. It is always Community Spotlight. So what is Community Spotlight? If you're new here, you might be wondering. Well, Community Spotlight is all about you. So it is every Friday. I do a video that is themed about showing your guys' makes. Right now we're doing a community blanket, so I also do community blanket updates on Friday. But basically what it is throughout the week you can send in your makes, pictures of your makes. It can be anything. It is not limited to fiber arts. It is not limited to crochet. So anything you've made, anything at all. If you're sitting here wondering if it counts, but you made it, it counts. You can send in pictures. My email is in the description box of all of my videos. It's below this video in the description box, novagnomecreations@gmail.com. So you can email me at any time. You can pause this video right now if you want to and email me. You can email me at 2 o'clock in the morning. You can email me, I don't know, any time of day, okay? Any time of day, any day of the week, it doesn't matter. I will put it in the next Community Spotlight. In the subject line of your email, put Community Spotlight so that I know I can find it easily, / I know that it is for Community Spotlight. Sometimes I talk faster than my brain works and I just start mixing together things that I'm trying to say. You send that and you can attach as many photos as you'd like. There is no limit on how many things you can send me. Let me know whatever you would like to in your email, but make sure you include what name you'd like me to credit you as. This can be your first name, it could be your full name, it could be your YouTube alias, an Instagram handle, it can be anything. And if you would like me to credit some kind of social media for you, say you are blah 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 on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube or even your Etsy shop, let me know and I am happy to include that in there for you, give you a little shout out. I am totally happy to do that. Okay, so that's how you enter Community Spotlight. The Community Blanket Project, I will link in the description box also, in case you are interested in how you can become a part of that. And that way I don't have to tell you all about the blanket every time that I talk about it or show it. But I am working on putting together squares that you guys have sent in. I do not have any new squares to show you right now. At least I don't think I do. I haven't received any yet. But I have started working on putting them together. So here in front of me, I have the first little chunk of our community blanket. Now, keep in mind, it will not be perfect. This blanket is going to be made of a lot of different sizes of squares, and my hope for it is just to make it all fit together. So I will put this over my head so I can show you, hold it up to the appropriate height. So what I did was I had these squares. I worked on laying them out on my desk, and my goal is to make it a 20 by 20 like cube. That way I can make several of those 20 by 20 cubes, and at the end I'll put them all together and it'll be a blanket. That was how I kind of like mathed it out. So what I did was I fit them together the best I can to make a 20 by 20 cube. And then to fill in the gaps, I do things like make tiny squares. Trying to see where I'm at. I made this tiny square to fill in a gap. Down here at the bottom, I made these little squares to fill in gaps. I think you guys can see it, these 3 squares down here. I also do things like add a little bit of trim. So I added a couple rows of bordering, and what I do to even out rows that are a little uneven is I do like double crochet, and then I'll shift to single crochet or slip stitches. So this was my first piece that I did, and you can see more about what I'm talking about right here, where I shifted types of stitches to even out a row. So I'm doing the best that I can to make it like, you know, a perfect square. But like I said, it's not going to be perfect, and that's okay. I don't have any expectation of it being a perfect project. I have an expectation of it being our project, and I love it. I already love it. I love it so much. So here's what the back looks like. I haven't woven in all of my tails yet, but if you were curious what the seaming looks like in the back, let me focus that for you guys. Here is what the back looks like with the way that I'm connecting my squares. I really like it, actually. I really like the way that the border looks. I was really torn about which side to have be the front, but I was like, you know what? No. We're going to do the border on the inside. And then, like, if I need to, I will border individual squares to make them fit into spots. I just didn't do that for this particular one. But yeah, here is our first cube. Very, very excited about this. And I have begun to work on the second cube. And as I get more squares in, and as I work through the pile of squares that I have, I will keep updating you guys. Anytime I get new squares in, I update you guys here on Fridays. I show you the new squares, and we look at them together. We can unbox them together, and it is so fun and exciting. And then, like I said, now I'm working on the blanket, so I can start to show you guys cube by cube how the blanket is coming along. And then in the end, giant blanket, amazing. Super duper excited. I'm already just loving it so much. But I'm also just really loving the process and the journey of doing this with you guys. So I'm not in a giant rush to get it done, but I do want to, you know, chip away at it a little bit as I go. I want to work at it as I go, because then I can show you guys updates. And when we get closer to the end, instead of having a giant pile of squares, we will have a pile of bigger squares to put together. It'll go faster. The other thing I have is a bit of happy mail right here, and this is from the Shannon. This is from Shannon, the Spoonie Stitcher. Make sure I don't show you guys any pertinent informations. Shannon got a P.O. box, so that is some cool, exciting news for you guys. And if anyone ever wanted to send her happy mail or anything like that, she has a P.O. box. And she did include a little note in here. I did already open this up because a big chunk of this note was just for me. And so it took me a hot minute to read it, but I will recap the part that is for you guys, that is okay to divulge publicly. So Shannon said, "Hey Nova, first I gotta say congrats on 4K, 4,000 subscribers. Whoa, way to go, girl. I saw your video where you're making that Pokemon pillow creature for your husband. You said that you might not have enough yarn for that, and your Dollar Tree does not have that yarn, but I do. I have a small stash of some, and yes, I will part with it to help you out. I looked at Dollar Tree, but it had the wrong blue. Sending that anyway, just for fun. Yarn mail. I love you, girl. I am so happy that we found each other through the crazy world of YouTube. You are one of my biggest cheerleaders to help me start my own channel. Thank you so much. Heart. Sorry this letter is lacking in sticker love, but enjoy the extra little surprise. Hugs, your Nomi and Spoonie Stitcher, Shannon, the Spoonie Stitcher." I did not look at what's in here yet. I only looked at the note, just so you know. So I don't know what she's talking about when she says that there's a surprise in here. Very curious, though. Okay, so you guys may remember that I am working on a snom for my husband. And it is a big boy. It is like very large. And I made it out of squishy chenille yarn, double-stranded with worsted weight sparkly yarn. And I used the blue that I used because I didn't have the perfect shade, but I had one close enough that I double-stranded it with a lighter shade, and I was like, this looks great. I love it. And then I realized working on it that I was going to run out of that blue shade that I was using of the chenille yarn. I don't have another like blue chenille shade that would work at all for that. I'm not even sure if I have another blue chenille yarn at all. And if I do, it is probably like super dark blue. But I don't think I even have one at all. So I was like, okay, when this runs out, I will switch to white. And some parts of Snom are already white. So I was going to switch to white and have some of the spikes be white also. I was like, that'll work. It's like an icy theme, you know. You roll with the punches. Here, let me, I have it over here and I'm talking about it. It's just that it's sort of buried. I have too many whips, you guys. No, there's no such thing. Okay, there we go. I managed to unbury it. So I haven't attached any of the spikes yet. I have actually sitting right here a bag full of spikes because I need a metric ton of spikes. The whole blue part of this is going to be covered in spikes, including the butt. So this will all be like spiky. So this is what Snom looks like. Snom is a Pokemon. It is a newer Pokemon. So if you don't keep up with Pokemon, you probably don't know what Snom is. But it is so cute. It's got its little butt face, as I was telling you guys when I was making it. And it's just adorable. My husband very specifically wanted Snom. He asked me, like, he mentioned it several times, and then he started getting really persistent about wanting a Snom. And I was like, oh yeah, I can make you a Snom, you know. Crafters, we're really bad for that. We'll say like, oh yeah, I can make that for you, but like there's just so many things that we want to make and like that we're working on making for other people and everything. We just keep not getting to it. So he got really persistent, not this last weekend, but the weekend before. Friday, he just started like sending me GIFs all day, pictures all day, saying snom, 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 I need a snom. And I was like, okay, you know what? Going to my stash right now. We were playing Alan Wake 2, which had just come out that weekend, and it was so good. A video game, by the way, if you don't know. And I was like, okay, well, I am going to watch him play the video game for the most part. I might pick up the controller here and there, but it's a single-player game that we both really love. So usually what we do in that circumstance is he is more of a gamer than I am. So I let him play the game. I'm so gracious. No, he plays the game and I watch him play the game and treat it more like a movie, except for that I also like backseat game and be like, oh, you missed that. I formulate ideas, you know, I just get really into it as well, but I'm not the one playing it. So my hands are free and I was like, this is a perfect opportunity for me to start crocheting something. So all weekend we grinded out that game and I grinded out making this Snom. Like I said, I got towards the end, though, and I realized I was going to run out of yarn. Now, I have not worked on this, full disclosure. I still have the little bit that I have left. This looks like more than it is because it's loose. It's got a lot of air in it. Like, I could compress this down into, like, nothing. So here's what I've got left. I want to show you something really cool. Like I said, I haven't actually looked in here yet, but this is actually yarn that I had in my stash. The white yarn that I'm using on this project is, let's see if I can find it. I have so many spikes in here. Here we go. Okay. I'm very organized, can you tell? Okay, so the white yarn that I am using for this project is this Just Chenille yarn. But the blue is actually, I believe it is Retro Velvet. But Retro Velvet is a premier yarn, and so is this Just Chenille yarn. I want to show you guys something interesting. So, she amazingly sent me these Just Chenille yarns. Does this blue look familiar to you guys? This is almost the exact identical color. Like in the camera with I have a ring light on, so it's picking up on textural differences a little bit because Retro Velvet has a slightly different texture to chenille yarn. In person, these are like indistinguishably different colors, aka they look exactly the same. I thought that was insane. This is some Retro Velvet that's been around for a while. Like this skein was not even, this was new to me, but I got it off of Facebook Marketplace as part of a lot of yarn that I bought from someone. And so this yarn is probably a few years old. It is the exact same color. That's pretty dang cool. So you can definitely use these together, and that's great because I'm about to run out of this and I have a lot of spikes left to make. So now I don't got to make some of the spikes white. I am extremely grateful. I was definitely not expecting anybody to like randomly have the exact blue that I needed for that. Like I did not talk about how I was going to run out of that yarn with any sort of expectation that somebody would send that to me. So I was really surprised. She actually messaged me and was like, hey, I have the yarn that you need for that. Like, how much do you need? And I was like, no, I'll work it out. I'll make some of the spikes white. I'm really good at adapting. Like, don't worry about it. But I really appreciate the thought. She's like, too late. I already mailed it. I was like, I did not expect that. So that's Shannon for you, though, guys. You guys have to check her out if you haven't already. She's just so sweet. Don't check her out because you think you're going to get free yarn from her. I just realized that sounded like, yeah, no, don't do that, okay? Never do that with any person. Don't befriend them or follow their channel or something thinking you're going to get something free out of it. I just have that fresh on my mind because I know that happens to some YouTube creators and I hear about it constantly and it makes me so sad. Yeah, don't do that. But anyway, so she sent me these yarns. You should follow her because she's awesome though and you'll like her content. I'm very, very, oh, I never focused this back on me. Why didn't you guys tell me? I will link her down in the description box below this video though. So yeah, so she sent me 5 of these. So 5 of these should be plenty. I'm very, very happy that I will have enough for my project. And they are perfect, like surprisingly perfect. And then I just found the little surprise. So let's see what this is. Comes in a little cute organza bag. I see pinks and purples. I'm going to read the note first. But both of the items are wanting to come out together. Okay, this is a special teeny tot just for you. I know you're a big Harry Potter fan and that Michael Gambon passed away this year, so I thought this was the perfect thing to crochet for you. You may turn it into an ornament, keychain, or set it on your desk. Anything. Hope you love it. Hugs. Oh my gosh! You guys! Oh, I have to make some space. This is so stinking cute. Look at it. It's little Dumbledore. Oh my goodness. Look at his little tassel and everything. Are you kidding me? That is so adorable. That is going on my Christmas tree. Absolutely going on my Christmas tree. I love it. I love it. Look how tiny. Oh my gosh. That's so cute. Thank you so much, Shannon. Aww. I love it. So, if you guys don't know, real quick, I just have to plug her tots. She does tutorials for her tots. She also just does a lot of like free-handed custom concept type of tots. What they are is they are little tater tot people. They're this size, and hence why they're called tots. Well, they vary in size, but they're this shape. And they're like little tater tot people, but she customizes them into different characters. Super cute. You guys may remember I did one actually, the Jack Skellington that I did, which I do not have here to show you because I actually gave that to my nephew. He thinks it's adorable. I have the funniest story to tell you guys, but okay, let me tell you about this real quick. So she makes tots and has tutorials for them and does like a lot of really cool stuff with them. So if you are interested in something adorable like this, definitely check out her channel for things like it. Obviously not this particular one, but lots of like cool tot stuff. Okay, cutest story. So my nephew, last year, I gave him for Christmas a bunch of smaller crochet items. I gave him like my pocket elf. I made a girl and a boy pocket elf. I made a pocket gnome, I believe. I made like a little globe with a baby in it that it was like crocheted, and then it had like glitter in there and you could shake it up, but it wasn't breakable because it was like plastic from the Dollar Tree, like their little globes that they make, and then it was all yarn and stuff inside, so he could have it. And he's just a toddler, okay? So when he got it, he was going around, and I also had made him a little Christmas sweater, and it had a little pocket, and he could put all the little buddies I made him in his pocket. So he was going around and he would show it, and he wasn't like verbal yet. He's much more verbal now, but he wasn't like really verbal yet. So he would hold them up and he would go ho ho ho, and he would do that like inflection and everything too. It was so cute, and that was like his way of saying that they were like Christmas, they were Santa, you know, that kind of thing. He still does it. Anytime he gets anything crocheted now from me, like smaller crocheted items, he goes ho ho ho. And my sister was telling me about that, and it is just the cutest thing ever. So I'm sure he probably received Jack Skellington and was going around saying ho 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 with it. So I think that's like the cutest thing ever. But anyways, guys, this is just intro to community spotlight. So I am going to get all of your guys' community spotlight makes out, which, thinking about it, I don't think there are a whole lot, but we'll see what's in there. I will put those in here, but you guys got update on the blanket, a Happy Meal. I was like, what else did I talk about? Did I just blab this whole time? And everything like that. So I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your Friday. Yeah, make sure you send in your community spotlight makes for next week if you would like to be part of it. And make sure you tune in tomorrow for a special video that I'm putting quite a bit of work into. So I hope it comes out good. Fingers crossed. Bye, guys. Just a reminder, if you haven't seen it yet, that I have a giveaway going on and there is a video up on my channel, so you should go check it out if you haven't entered already. I also have 40% off going on in my Etsy shop as a celebration of hitting 4K too, and that is going on right now.